Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu, who immigrated to the United States from Taiwan when he was 3 years old. He was also inside that hearing today where Congressman Chip Roy made those comments that I played earlier. Congressman Lieu, I appreciate your time. So let's just start with this. No matter what this wasn't, we know what it was. It was a hate crime. It was done out of incredible hate. Do you think it should be handled and charged as such?
Thank you, Erin, for your question. Let me first say that my heart goes out to the families of the victims, of the 8 victims. We know that the murderer in this case went to an Asian business and shot up 4 Asians. He then drove 27 miles to a second Asian business, killed more Asians. And then he went to a third Asian business. So you have 6 of the 8 victims who are Asian. To rule out that this is not a hate crime is way too early. And on the facts itself, it seems like he was targeting Asian businesses. So my hope is that they continue to do the investigations and then do what prosecutors do, which is they rely on the facts.
So it sounds like you're also questioning what the FBI director said when he said it does not appear to be racially motivated at this point. If I'm drawing a distinction between a hate crime and racially motivated, it sounds like you also think that he may be jumping the mark there.
I do. I think it's still early in the investigation. I'm not sure all these witnesses have even been interviewed. And the local Korean press has interviewed at least one witness that said that the murderer did make remarks that would suggest that this was in fact a hate crime. But we don't know yet until law enforcement interviews all those witnesses.
So let me ask you about where you were today. You were there with Congressman Chip Roy, and you heard those comments I played earlier from your Republican colleague. Let me just play this again.
There's old sayings in Texas about, find all the rope in Texas and get a tall oak tree. I'm not going to be ashamed of saying I oppose the Chi-Coms. Who decides what is hate? Who decides what is the kind of speech that deserves policing?
How did it make you feel to hear that in a House committee hearing today, which was talking about the rise in anti-Asian violence, when we're talking about 6 Asian women being shot this week?
I served on active duty in the United States military to defend the right of anyone to say stupid, racist stuff, including Representative Chip Roy. He glorified lynching at this hearing. Lynching has had a profound effect on African Americans and also on Asian Americans. The largest mass lynching in U.S. history was against Chinese immigrants. I call on Chip Roy to apologize. He should have been glorifying lynching at this hearing, and he's confusing the fears of a foreign government with what this hearing is about, which is attacks on Americans who happen to be of Asian descent. And it's that inability to separate the two that caused the Japanese American internment in World War II, and it's causing hate crimes against Asian Americans right now.
And to that point, Republican Congressman Rodney Davis was just asked by CNN if he believes that public figures using words, phrases like China virus, Kung flu, which of course are used constantly by the former president, are connected to the dramatic increase in hate crimes against Asian Americans. And he said point blank, quote, "No, I don't. Quote, it's all political correctness." How do you respond to that?
The expert witnesses at the hearing today testified that the reports and research showed there is a link between racist rhetoric and the rise in hate crimes. So when the former president used racist terms like Kung flu, you can see that there was also an increase in hate crimes against Asian Americans last year, nearly 150% spike in 16 major cities. And as of March, there's been nearly 3,800 reported incidents of hate crimes and hate incidents. I just asked my Republican colleagues to please stop using ethnic identifiers in describing the coronavirus. I am not a virus. And when they say this, it hurts it hurts Asian Americans.
Congressman Lieu, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
And out front next, Dr. Anthony Fauci clashes with Senator Rand Paul